Today, Birria tacos with Dr. Ford off camera. Pellets in the smoker. Yesterday we had some. Put it on. What's your temp?
220. That'll do.
French press coffee with Bosco de Palma coffee straight out of Colombia. So, steeping a bit. French press coffee. So you got a beautifully seasoned piece of beef here for the Barria tacos. It's gonna be amazing. Got the cold pressed coffee. Gonna be hitting on that, but that should be good. Look at that. Looks pretty amazing. Excited for this. Very excited. So you gotta get all the seeds and all the shit out of these peppers, you know. So this job will just crush your soul, especially for somebody that maybe a little ADHD or something. So you gotta get all the stuff out of these peppers. There's spices. It's quite the process here. There's everything for the consomme that we're going to make, which I believe our meat will end up finding its way into. PSA, don't put one of these in your mouth. They're very, very hot. Oh my God, it's like straight fire. So yeah, PSA, don't eat the chili peppers. So we bring that to a boil and then let it simmer for like 20 minutes. So that's our beef's gonna go in that, and it's gonna go in the crock pot, and it's you know, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a culinary delight. Also, breaking news, new development, making dessert as well. How exciting! Look at this. This is going to be a dessert of some type. It'd be awesome if we had like a smell video, because that smells amazing. And look at that color. That's pretty wild. Little baby cow press. That really smells great. And that color is intense. It's actually burning my nostrils though, standing here. It's a lot of peppers. So those are gonna be blueberry lemon lasagna. While it may sound bizarre, I've had it a few times. Dr. Ford's made it, and now I'm being directed on how to make it myself. It is very good indeed. So do not let blueberry lemon lasagna freak you out. All right, so we got cream cheese and sugar in here. Mixing that together. Fabulous KitchenAid mixer. Crank it up a little bit more there. Yeah, I'm not the baker, but we'll see how this turns out. Mixing this cream into like cheese, I suppose. So try not to make a mess. I'll mix a few times. I know the deal here. I've created out of this cream, which is not a meringue, this is whipped cream. So look, it's very nice. We can make peaks, it's stiff, it's just amazing. Heavy whipping cream. Gonna add that in. This could be interesting. Try to do this now. See now, if this was me, without direction, being I'm not a baker, I would turn the thing off and lift the, what's this thing called, a mixer? You see I'm struggling here. But this is reality. So this is the real deal. But yeah, so I would do that, but apparently that's not what we can do. So I just gotta roll with it and do the best I can without getting my hands chopped off and without making too big a mess. So that's our cream. And then we got our blueberries here, frozen blueberries. So I'm gonna try to get this in there without creating chaos. Too big of a mess. Again, I would have turned it off. So we gotta keep the train rolling here. Alright, so that's that. And then we have our gelatin here. Our gelatin's been going in. And this is heated up. So I'm gonna put that in there. And all things considered, I didn't do too bad here. A little bit of a mess, but I tried to make things to clean up with.
Go.
All right, so we're gonna pour what we made in our mixer into here, and then we're gonna do some other stuff. We're making a curd, a lemon curd. I assume the lemon curd is the next layer. So this is gonna go in the refrigerator. So compelling stuff right here. Look at that color, beautiful. And I can tell you, I have tried this a little bit and it is amazing. Good stuff. And we don't wanna waste, wanna get all of it in there. Again, I'm not a baker, I was the chef. So I'm not highly skilled at this. To make you some food, I'll kick ass. You want me to do this? I'm a clown. This is good. Dr. Ford told me something good here that I learned. We don't want too much of the white. We only want the yellow when we zest. Now, I've zested quite a bit in my lifetime, but now I learned something today. So look at this beautifully zested lemon. So I'm ham-handed when it comes to this. So I would have just been pounding away, and there'd have been so much white, and it would have been a terrible zest. So I learned something today, and I am really grateful that I was able to learn and grow. And I'm just giving thanks to the man above that I have had this great experience today zesting this lemon. So teachable moment, and I am a teacher. So I had this, I've never used this. I'm an old school, like, that twisty thing that you use. So I had it like this, and then not gonna work. Common sense would dictate. And then my partner here, the good Dr. Ford, said we want to put that face down. Which obviously, so the juice is gonna go through there. So teachable moment, here we go. Look at all that juice. So we're trying to get like a half a cup. And so yeah, I've only used the old school twisty. I've never used this thing. This is like a new, and I'm sure there's probably something even more like modern, but this is a lot of fun. But yeah, don't put the lemon in like that, because nothing's gonna happen, right? Common sense. Put the lemon in like that and squeeze your lemons, baby. All right, so we created a double boiler. Water in the pan. To continually whisk this, we don't want it to burn. As you can see, our consomme is still rolling back there, doing really good. The color is amazing, and it's incredible stuff we got going on here. Birria tacos on the 4th of July. Little did I know this morning that I wouldn't be so involved with this, but I am really happy to be doing it. And I have to continually whisk. So now that our mixture is hot, we're gonna start dropping in butter pots one at a time. Just one at a time. So, and then when they melt, I'll put in another one. Once that melts. So we are coating the back of the spoon. See how that sets up pretty nicely on the spoon. So we know we're ready, we're right there. We're gonna add our lemon zest. Remember, no white, more yellow, no white. So we put that in there and then mix it all up. And we'll remove it from the heat. So here's our consomme, and we're gonna blend this. And being that, you know, I'm getting up there, my hands don't work the way they should. So I'm gonna spoon some of the peppers and whatnot in there so that then I'll be able to pour the liquid in. But if I try to pour the liquid in here right now with all these chunky peppers, and I'm gonna create a horrific mess and it's not gonna end well.
Yep.
So we're gonna puree it. We got everything in there, got the liquids in there, got the peppers and all that stuff. As you can see, we didn't make a mess, so my spoon, the solids in there first, that was a good maneuver. So after a minute, here we go. I bet you this would make a pretty kick-ass Bloody Mary. I mean, look at that, right? But we're gonna strain it into the crock pot, which has our, what is that, Inside Out characters on there, courtesy of Shasta Ford. That's pretty cool. Well, that's Nemo. It's got the angry guy. That's kind of me, Mr. Ford. I like to be angry guy sometimes. But this is a really wild crock pot. I love it. So I'm gonna try to pour this through the strainer without creating a mess. And so far so good. And I'm gonna let that fill up a little bit. And I'm gonna run the spoon in there and help speed it along. So here we go. Now I'm gonna use spoon, said spoon. There we go. Just kind of get that running through. Now look at that, isn't that nice? So, and once you have your liquid down there, and I really think that would make a pretty killer Bloody Mary. It'd be hot as hell. But only use Tito's vodka too. Don't make a Bloody Mary with cheap ass shitty vodka. Use Tito's. So here's what's left from our consomme after we ran through the strainer. But here's something we can do. We can multitask. We can get Salem hot dogs straight out of Buffalo, New York. Finest hot dogs on the planet. And as you can see, that makes like a nice chili sauce. You can almost replicate like a Texas Red Hot with what's left over. Because I just tried this and it is really great. Probably will be the best hot dog you ever had. So this is cooled for a little bit. We're gonna pour this on top and then it goes back in the refrigerator. So again, I'm not the baker, so hopefully I do this adequately and you know, not make a big mess of this, because this is really good. We just spent a lot of time on it. All right, so these are soft peaks. Gonna add a little bit of sugar and then you know, go a little bit of time here. All right, fourth and final layer of that blueberry lasagna. Gonna make the meringue. So we're gonna beat those soft peaks. And then we're gonna add that sugar. And you want like 2 egg whites. Yeah. So we're looking for nice, stiff peaks with a silky, smooth texture, and I think we have achieved that. Look at that, that's beautiful. And it's silky and smooth. Just beautiful. So another thing too that just how we found out with like the chili sauce from the consomme is I really like to make cloud eggs. And so obviously you would do it without the sugar, but you take your egg whites and you know, get them to like peak like that. And you put it on a piece of like sourdough bread. Keep your egg yolk and make like a little pocket and put the yolk in the middle of the egg white, and that's on top of the toast, and you put it in the oven for a few minutes. And it's called cloud egg. back to the beef. We got our dessert done. This has been on about 3 hours. We had like 225 or something like that. So this has been on the smoker. That was our meat. We're gonna take that in. That's gonna go in our consomme, our broth, and the crock pot. Alright, so now we cut this into chunks, and it's gonna go there. So the beef has found its way into the crock pot. Hanging out, Angry Guy, Nemo, and Monsters Inc. and whoever else those people are. So that's going to cook for like 5 or 6 hours, and ultimately turn into tacos, which we'll show you when we're done. On that watermelon. So while we're eating on that watermelon, we also got this taco ready. Look at this beautiful Barria beef. So we're going to make tacos out of that. Awesome day cooking with Dr. Ford, hanging out with the family, 4th of July. We're going to show you a taco in a bit.
Hands.
All right, it's Shesta's little hands in there. So we shred one piece at a time. It's very important that we only do one little piece at a time. I imagine if we put more in there, it wouldn't shred properly. It's very technical. The burrito taco is very technical. So it's basically like one taco right there. So that's it.
Mom, I'm heading to the Birria.
So we shred. So we have a vegetarian in the family as well. So we're gonna do a little mushroom, a little portobello, Barria. And it is 4th of July, so it's gonna be crazy. Oh, look at that. Dogs are alerting. That looks insane. But it's also raining here now in Florida. There's a tropical storm. So we have rain, tropical storm, already on the Blackstone. So we got quite the cooking area. This is important. I'm on the tortilla. You dip that in the sauce or the consomme. And you should cook the meat. And we got fireworks. So yeah, you dip it in the consomme and then you put it on the grill. And it really makes it really good. So, burrito tacos, excellent. Finish them up cool. They're delish. They're amazing. Hope y'all enjoyed that. I had a great time cooking with Dr. Ford today and documenting what we're doing here. So, happy 4th of July. God bless America. And eat some burrito tacos.